network, define our states for all of our variables, and then collect all the data from available sources, whether that's modeled data, whether that's actual data collected from the field, whether that's stakeholder perceptions, or whether it's expert knowledge. Then we use that data to construct our conditional probability tables, and then we need to check and collect feedback from our stakeholders about whether that model represents the reality that they see, and evaluate the network on that basis. So those are the steps for building these models. What we're going to do is very quickly do stage 1 and then move on to stages 2, 3, and 4 today. And we'll try and go through those in a kind of step-by-step process. So stage 1 is about defining the problem. So what you want to do is define your problem and the aims that you have. You define the physical boundaries, and that needs to be consistent throughout the model. So it might be a catchment, it might be smaller than a catchment, a sub-catchment, or some field sites, or it might be larger than a catchment. But you need to be consistent when you're thinking about your variables about that scale of your catchment. Then you need to define the social and economic boundaries, and they might be different to your physical boundaries. So they might be larger, and quite often they are larger than your physical boundaries. And they also might act as external factors. So things like CAP is an external factor, it's a socioeconomic variable, but it operates at a much larger scale. So the socioeconomic variables can be at a much bigger scale.